Test stars return as EPCR competitions enter knockout stages as the Investec Champions Cup and EPCR Challenge Cup progress into their knockout phases this weekend. European rugby fans are set for a thrilling block of high-stakes fixtures. In total, as many as 20 international test players have been registered across both competitions, a clear indication of the talent boost clubs are bringing in as they target silverware. Under EPCR regulations, clubs are permitted to register up to 3 additional players in the second registration window to supplement their squads. Teams can also deregister and re-register players as necessary, a flexibility that was widely utilized during the group stage to accommodate injuries, player rotation, and strategic reinforcement. This weekend, several headline names are set to make their mark as clubs fine-tune their squads for the challenges ahead. Key returns. Test stars strengthen squads. Among the most notable returns are Jack Morgan and Deon Fourie, who have both been sidelined for substantial periods due to injuries but recently returned to action in the United Rugby Championship, URC. Their inclusion adds significant experience and depth to their respective club squads as they prepare for the intensity of knockout rugby. Other big names returning from injury breaks include Jamie Osborne and Ryan Baird for Leinster, alongside Adam Radwan, Ross Vincent, and Taulupe Faletau, who have all been added to their club's European squads. The return of these test stars is not only a boost for the teams themselves but also a major attraction for fans eager to see top-level talent in high-pressure European fixtures. EPCR schedule highlights. The action kicks off with a Friday doubleheader, featuring Northampton Saints vs Castres in the Champions Cup and Connacht vs Sharks in the Challenge Cup. Saturday promises a full slate of fixtures across both competitions. In the Champions Cup, Bath host Saracens, Toulon take on the Stormers, Glasgow Warriors welcome the Bulls to Scotstoun, Toulouse face Bristol Bears, Harlequins clash with Sale Sharks in an all-English showdown. Meanwhile, the Challenge Cup features equally compelling matchups, Exeter Chiefs vs Munster, continuing their celebrated European rivalry. Montpellier take on Perpignan in an all-French encounter. Benetton host Cardiff, Newcastle Red Bulls face La Rochelle, Ulster meet Ospreys. In an all-URC tie. Sunday concludes the weekend with 2 games in each competition. Champions Cup, reigning champions Bordeaux-Bègles host Leicester Tigers, followed by Leinster vs Edinburgh. Challenge Cup, Stade Francais vs Dragons and Zebra vs Pau. With so many high-caliber players returning, fans can expect a weekend of intense, competitive rugby that could shape the remainder of the European campaign. Full list of additional players. Investec Champions Cup, second registration window of Bath. Mikey Summerfield, Kieran Donahue, Will Jeans Bristol Bears, Kofi Cripps, Kieran Hill, Paddy Pearce Castres, Colin Dupuis, Lewis Lebrun, Romain McCurdy Stormers, Deon Fourie, Cibello Sinatla, Hachiva De Mani Edinburgh, Darcy Ray, Luke Crosby, Moses Tuipulotu Glasgow Warriors, Charlie Savala, Johnny Ventese, Callum Reedy Harlequins, Stu Townsend, Sebastian Driscoll, Sean Kerr, Leicester Tigers, Cameron Meal, Ocean Thomas, George Marsh Leinster, Jamie Osborne, Ryan Baird. Cormac Foley Northampton Saints, Aidan Pugh, Aidan Ainsworth Cave, Jack Lewis Toulon, Junior Kpoku, Mikhaili Shiashvili, Swan Rebadge Sale Sharks, Luke James, Seb Kelly, Nye Thomas Toulouse, Matthias Remieux, Marceau Marzullo, Simon DeRoque Saracens, Tobias Elliott, Jack Bracken, Kennedy Sylvester Jr. Bordeaux-Bègles, Elijah Ibsain, Hugo Reyes, Matt Osha Tambwave Bulls, Jean Erasmus, Sergio Peterson, Cat Lego Letabile. Additional player reversals, Champions Cup, Castres, additional. Andrea Kokagi, Paul Jadrasiak deregistered, Atu Manu, Colin Dupuis Stormers, additional, Daniel Duplessis deregistered, Fundo Ndlovu Edinburgh, additional, Connor McAlpine, Bowen Venter deregistered, Hamish MacArthur, Jamie Stewart Harlequins, additional, T.D. Lamasatil deregistered, Cameron Doak Leicester Tigers, additional, Adam Radwan deregistered, Tom Threlfall Sale Sharks, additional, Asher Opokafor Jur, Ralph McEachran deregistered, Patrick Hogg OBE EPCR. Challenge Cup, second registration window. Benetton, Ivan Niemer, Tomas Medina, Cristiano Tizano Cardiff, Taulupe Faletau, Ed Byrne, Teddy Williams Connacht, Shane Bolton, Albert Lindner Dragons, Elliot D., Dylan Lewis, James Benjamin Exeter Chiefs, Nick Lilly, Ross Vincent, Finn Worley Brady Sharks, Juan Guillaume, Johannes Slabberg, Frederick Potgieter, Montpellier, Lenny Nucci, Tom Banks, John Echegaray, Munster, Ben O'Donovan, Mark Donnelly, Tom Wood, Newcastle Red Bulls, Freddie Clark, Ben Healy, Fergus Lee Warner, Ospreys, Jack Morgan, Ben Roberts, Harry Houston, Pau, Tumio Manu, Toshi Butlin, Thomas Carroll, Stade Francais, Ryan Chapuis, Thierry Pava, Pierre Huguet, La Rochelle, Wadisoni Wakana Sasha Alisald, Edward Richard Ulster, Jonathan Scott, James McKillop, Tim McAllister, Perpignan, Tommaso Allen, Johnny Gray, Tristan Tedder, Zebra, Ion Neculi. Additional player reversals, Challenge Cup, Cardiff, additional, Ellis Bevan deregistered. Tom Cottle, Dragons, additional, Chris Coleman deregistered, Sibo Dlamini, Exeter Chiefs, additional, Aaron Painter deregistered, Ollie Batson, Pau, additional, Joe Simmons, Bika Gorgads, Lexo Kolishvili deregistered, Brent Lufau, Toshi Butlin. Thomas Carroll. Strategic impact of additional players. The ability to bring in test stars and high-profile reinforcements ahead of the knockout stages allows teams to bolster weak areas, manage injuries, and inject fresh energy into their squads. Clubs are leveraging the second registration window to 1. Add experience. Players like Faletau, Fourie, and Morgan bring leadership and European experience. 2. Cover injuries. The deregistration and re-registration system ensures squads can adapt to injuries incurred in domestic leagues or earlier European rounds. 3. Increase tactical flexibility. Clubs can rotate personnel based on matchups and opponent analysis, offering coaches more options. 4. Enhance squad depth. With knockout rugby requiring peak performance, having additional players provides a safety net for injury and fatigue management. Looking ahead, the return of these players and the strategic use of the registration window make this weekend's EPCR knockout fixtures must-watch events for rugby fans. The mix of returning stars and tactical reinforcements could determine who progresses toward the Champions Cup and Challenge Cup finals. Clubs with shrewd squad management and effective integration of these additional players could gain a decisive edge in Europe's premier rugby competitions, with test-level talent returning and teams prepared to adapt. The intensity, unpredictability, and excitement of EPCR knockout rugby is set to reach its peak. Fans can expect hard-fought contests, brilliant individual performances, and tactical masterclasses from Europe's elite rugby clubs.